Hello everybody, it's TMOG 217. Welcome to a LEGO Lightyear set review. Taking a look at set number 76830, Zyclops Chase. This is a set that released in April 25th of 2022 and contains 87 pieces, is a 4+ set, and contains 2 minifigures. Let's take a look at the main build first. We have the Zyclops itself. This is a 4+ style build, which actually surprisingly works well as its own little figure build. It uses the Ninjago 4+ mech legs in a yellow color, and those have some feet built underneath of it. Overall, the articulation of this Zyclops figure is more than I was expecting out of a 4+ set. You can get the figure doing a high kick of sorts. You can turn it around at the hips at the full 360 degrees. The arms, although it's using the Ninjago Evo arms, which I don't necessarily like, you get some posability out of that too, I guess. And no posability at the head, but then again, what we've seen in the trailers and in the Hasbro toys is that the head isn't even supposed to move, which again ties into why you have some waist movement. So that's pretty cool. The only printed pieces with this build is the dome at the top of sorts, with has that little eye of laser that gives it that Zyclops look to it. You do have this little purple circular reverse tile, which again, according to Hasbro toy information or whatever, this is some sort of teleportation device. So interesting, I guess. And then the other printed piece is this thing right here, which is my biggest issue with this build, because I'm not sure how well that shows up on camera, but that is a piece that is printed on a light bluish gray, and the light bluish gray is hardly used, so the yellow seems a little darkened, as well as the dark gray. I think it would have been beneficial if they just did a yellow piece, which is what they did with the shoulder pads of sorts. Doesn't make sense to me. It looks like awful design choice, whatever. And nitpick again, Zyclops have a little Z on the front here, so I think this tile could have been printed with a little Z. Could have gone that extra mile, Lego, but they didn't. You do have a little blaster of sorts for the Zyclops to hold. It's 4+ styled. Not really much you can do to alter that, I guess, because again, using footage from the trailer and the Hasbro toys, this is just a built-in cannon, so kind of hard for them to make 4+ styled without modifying this arm in particular. So I get why they kind of made it just a regular blaster. It's okay, it gets the job done. The back of the build doesn't look like anything too interesting, I guess, although a tile right there would have cleaned up the build a little bit better. And I don't see the point in having this right here other than being maybe some form of weapon storage if you don't want him to hold that, but that just looks really weird. Anyway, not much else to say about this guy, so let's have a look at the side build. Alright, so here is the side build, and they really put a lot of their budget into the Zyclops itself and compared to a side build, because this really shows it. So you have a little thing at the side here to hold the wrench or whatever else you want it to hold. You have a thing right here that uses that weird piece to shoot out discs. If you push forward, it has always been a weird thing to me when they include it as like side builds or whatever. And you do get an extra disc, whoop-de-doo, that can be put right here, which doesn't really fit that snugly. You do have a little crate that can hold a walkie-talkie, and I'm assuming is a wrench of sorts, and that just sits on top of a jumper right here, like so. So you just basically place these in there quite loosely, because this is just an open crate. And then you do have this telescope piece in a sand green. Now, what I'm assuming, because it doesn't necessarily tell you in the instructions, is that this is a helmet or hairpiece storage thing. So you could just literally place the helmet from the figure we'll have a look at later right there. You can't really plug it in, but you can do that with the hairpiece, fortunately. So you just stud it in right there, and that it could just be storage for that, because how else are you going to store the other alternate piece that you want to equip the minifigure with? So I'll give props to them for trying to have some sort of storage for that. So yeah, this is a pretty weak build. Anyway, let's have a look at the figures. Taking a look at the two minifigures included in this set, on the left we have Buzz Lightyear in his Star Command outfit. This is merely just an exclusive combination because the torso is the same that is included in the Zurg Battle set, just used for Izzy Hawthorne, unfortunately, so exclusive combination, especially when you throw in the fact that the hairpiece is a different color compared to the Zurg and the XL-15 Starship set. So it's a weird design choice for LEGO to include a light brown hairpiece for the 4 Plus set, but then a dark brown for the other two sets. Buzz does have an alternate facial expression on the back, as you guys can kind of see, but we'll have a better look at when we remove the shoulder armor in a bit here. His weapon is a blaster of sorts, so nothing too interesting, but it fits with what we've seen in the trailer. And then on the right we have Izzy Hawthorne, and she is in her Zap Trooper outfit. This is an exclusive minifigure just to this set, which I don't mind. It's mainly the main draw for me for this set is Izzy Hawthorne. She has that helmet that is used in every set that comes with the Zap Troopers, so it's a pretty common piece. She does use Wrecker's armor in a tan coloring with some prints on it, and she does have a double-sided facial expression, and with that hairpiece that we showed off earlier, we can swap it out to have her like that. Now, my biggest complaint is that LEGO kind of cheaped out on this, because in the movie trailer, her hair is pointing down, not up, like the piece is suggesting. So, I don't know if that's a consistency issue or what, but that's just, yeah. And another thing that I can nitpick about is the helmet. Again, referring to the trailer, if you look at the helmet right here, it's a tan, and she has like red markings about her and all that. But if you look in the trailer, her helmet is red. So this could just boil down to being a issue with what LEGO was given for images while the movie was still being made, or it could just be a lazy thing on LEGO's factory. Each is very much plausible. Anyway, removing the armor off of these two figures, you're able to have a better look at what the torso prints underneath are. Very much detailed and something pretty cool. One thing I do notice, however, is that the torso and legs are actually not exclusive to this set, as it's the same for the other Zap Troopers that were included in the XL-15 set. So kind of a bummer that the only thing making this figure exclusive is the shoulder armor piece, as everything else is pretty common. So that's unfortunate. And again, looking at that facial expression for Buzz, you turn it around, boom, you got his more serious looking face compared to his Toy Story alternative looking face. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's have a look at what else is included in this set. So taking a look at the instructions, you actually have two different instructions, which doesn't make sense to me why they would split up the instructions. This isn't necessarily something that strikes me as something that would be built with friends, but nonetheless, this is two separate instructions. So taking a look at the first one, you have the Zyclops with a QR code if you want to build the set digitally, along with a number 1 representing bag number 1, and you just opening it up, you have a progress bar with Buzz going about the instructions as a progress bar, and you have the hands showing which pieces you need. Very simplified instructions for somebody ages 4 and up, and then flipping all the way to the back of the number 1. You just have some advertisements for the other two Lightyear sets, as well as a Rebuild the World little poster, as well as a win at the back. And then when you look at the second instructions, it's a lot thinner. It just says bag number 2, and it shows you literally what you're going to be making, which is bag number 2. Same thing. I kind of wish that they would have done Izzy Hawthorne as a progress bar in the second instructions, just so that it's a little bit different. But same stuff as always, 4 Plus styled instructions, and flipping all the way to the back just shows you the completed thing, as well as a parts listing, and then a Rebuild the World at the back. And in terms of extra parts, this is all that I got in my copy of the set. Overall, this is a decent Lightyear set if you want to get something for a youngster who is ages 4 and up. The builds for the Zyclops is quite impressive. It wasn't what I was expecting. It's definitely a very posable figure. I was expecting a very stiff figure, but the fact that it's actually quite articulated does make me impressed. However, I'm not very impressed with the side build right here of, I don't know what to call it. It's just that sad of a build. It's essentially just spare parts cobbled together to be called a build as far as I'm concerned. The figure selection is great. It's a cheap way to get the 2 figures you're really wanting if you just want the 2 main characters that are shown in the trailer from the movie. And I would even go as far as to say this is essentially a battle pack of sorts, because, you know, these zyclops are shown in large quantities in the trailer, and I've heard some people want to start a Star Command army, so this is definitely the set to get, as you do get the basic generic Star Command outfit from the Lightyear movie, as well as a Zap Trooper army. This, again, is a thing that could be started. You just swap out the head for whatever else, and you got yourself a battle pack. And like all battle packs from Star Wars, except it being Lightyear, it is overpriced. So, I don't know. Take with that as you will. Those are more or less my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. If you enjoyed this review, consider leaving a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, hit that bell notification. It'd be very much appreciated. Check out the social media links in the description below. And yeah, again, thank you everyone so much for watching, and I'll see you all in a future video. Till then, see you later. Bye.